Hey y'all, Maverick Guy here, and if you're like me, you probably wondered, well, what is ChatGPT? What is AI, artificial intelligence? So what I want to do within this video is show you a live demonstration of ChatGPT in action, and you can expand this video's description, and I provided a link there if you want to sign up as well. But at a high level, in non-technical speak, I'll explain what ChatGPT is. So it's the best way to look at it. It's the next level of search engine, and that's really dumbing it down a lot. It's a lot more brilliant than that. But just think of anything that you might be curious about. Typically you would go to Google, you would perform a Google search, you might find a video, you might find a text article, you might find photos, you might find a variety of different things that enable you to solve a common problem. So what's the problem today? How do I make mustard sauce? So we're typing the question down here, and then I will press enter. And this is ChatGPT's response. So you can see it's very well formatted. It presents it rather in a way that's super simple to understand. And you can read it here. I don't have to read it to you, but it's got the ingredients broken down. It's got the instructions. Now, let's say that I didn't like this particular presentation. Well, you can do a regenerate response by clicking regenerate response. And then it's going to respond to the same question, but let's see if it's doing the same or if it's doing a different variation. And so you can do it again. So pretty similar yet different. So this is interesting how it can respond to this. Now let's ask it something technical. So let's think of something highly technical for the mainstream. How do I set up a mesh network? So kind of technical, not super technical. Before I hit return here, I want to explain what a mesh network is. So a lot of popular products on the market today, like Amazon Eero, also Google Nest, those are examples of mesh networks. So it's just a way to install Wi-Fi, wireless internet throughout your house, or wherever for that matter. So let's ask that question. So it starts with a summary. It's saying setting up a mesh network can be a great way to extend your Wi-Fi coverage and eliminate dead zones in your home or office. Here are the general steps to set up a mesh network. And it's even step one, it's even mentioning, I mentioned Google Nest, which Google Wi-Fi is the same thing. And I also mentioned Amazon Eero. So curiously enough, it mentioned those two, and then another product called Orbi. So it provides a summary of how to set it up. So this is, unlike a traditional search engine, these questions are, it's the way that it formats it is, the response is super nice. Now I did all of this in one chat session here. So my understanding of this, I went from mustard sauce to how to set up a mesh network. You can also start a new chat, if you want to do something completely different. So I did new chat up here. And then I'm going to ask, how do I make barbecue sauce? So this is giving a basic barbecue sauce recipe. Now, let's see, mustard sauce. See how it compares. Oh yeah, different. So it definitely knew the difference between a barbecue sauce and a mustard sauce. But I mean, these are food examples. So let's ask it something something interesting. How many miles per gallon does the 2023 Ford Maverick hybrid achieve? Actually, let's open a new chat session because this is completely unrelated. Interesting. I'm sorry, but as an AI language model, I don't have access to real-time information on specific car models beyond my knowledge cutoff date. Well, let's ask 2022 Ford Maverick. Okay. 42 miles per gallon in the city, 37 miles per gallon on the highway, and 40 miles per gallon combined. I've ordered one of those. That's why I was asking about the Ford Maverick miles per gallon. So that's the hybrid model. Estimated 42 miles per gallon in the city. That's amazing. That is amazing. So we've asked ChatGPT about vehicles, barbecue sauce, wireless network. I'm trying to think of something just totally out in left field. Here we go. How do I play a didgeridoo? That's that thing that I have on my live streams, the didgeridoo. So you can see these responses are extremely detailed. Now what I want to do now is ask it something extremely technical. Let's see. Let's think of something just really, really technical. Let's see. Okay, this is very technical. How do I install Linux? So Linux is a Unix-like operating system. But it's incredible how well it formats this. It starts out by telling you there's different distributions of Linux available. Then it gives you a few examples. Then it steps you through at a high level how to install. So let's think of a challenging situation. My Linux, and let's use some slang in here too. Instead of server, let's call it a box. My Linux box has a full hard disk. What do I do to fix that? So I ran out of disk space, but I'm wording it kind of poorly. So let's see what it says. So it's giving you a command that'll show the size of each directory. I mean, this is a quick response, and actually understanding Linux like I do, I mean, this is very interesting. It's throwing out a disclaimer: be careful when deleting files. So, ChatGPT, just looking at it, and this is my first time using ChatGPT. I'm a little bit behind the ball here, but yeah, I mean, it's across the board from technical to food to didgeridoo. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what all this thing can do. Now, My cautionary words with something like this: when you're dealing with artificial intelligence, don't assume just because in this small sampling what we've seen has been brilliantly written in a way that's easy to understand. Don't assume that everything is something that somebody should attempt. And especially from an IT perspective, attempting some of these tasks, if you weren't well versed with dealing with IT systems, it could create some undesirable results if someone was taking this step by step, assuming that everything listed is 100% appropriate and correct. So that would be a use case where someone would really need to know. I mean, if you know enough to where you can read the ChatGPT response, it may help someone that's technically minded fast track achieving whatever they're trying to achieve. But to just use this and say, okay, well, I know, say you don't have any technical knowledge and you just go to ChatGPT and you think you can go here and build a fully functional Linux server with web server and security and all that. I mean, that would be an interesting example, and I would love to see that someone that's not technical try to build a fully functional and secure Linux-based web server. That would be interesting. And again, somebody that's not technical. But this is just my first time playing with ChatGPT. I know there's a lot of opinions floating around throughout social media and also the news. I don't want to, number one, I want to speak positively about it because this is really cool. I mean, this is, in my opinion, and I'm dumbing down the statement, but this is taking a search engine and it's taking it to the next level as far as how it can intelligently respond to various questions. And then also, if you don't like the response, such as this one, you could do regenerate, and it'll give you another response. See, it's already on step one. The command it's suggesting is different. So, there's more than one way to accomplish something, and it's cool that ChatGPT is, it's providing multiple responses, and it's polling here. I didn't read that line by line, so I don't want to comment. But as I explore ChatGPT more in depth, I will provide that kind of feedback. But this is absolutely amazing. And my first time using ChatGPT, what do I think? Well, it responded quickly. It responded, at least to my questions, accurately. It was easy to understand the responses. They were well written in a step-by-step fashion, which was nice. Something I didn't see in here, and that's something we'll explore later, is, can it, let's say, what does the Ford Maverick look like? So obviously it's not throwing up a photo of the Ford Maverick, but it's providing a detailed text description of what it looks like. Interesting. So that, obviously ChatGPT, I wouldn't have expected a video or a photo to come up. But the fact that it's able to describe it with words, its appearance with words, is pretty neat. And that begs the question, is this going to evolve into, I'm not, I don't know, I don't want to say if you've ever watched a movie that came out a long time ago called The Terminator, that'll make you think twice about stuff like this. But, I'm not freaked out by it. I think it's from my perspective, just having looked at it for the first time, it could be something that if it does perform well and that it's accurate enough, it could disrupt a lot of industries, not just information technology, but it could disrupt any sort of industry where someone has to be skilled to know how to answer a specific question. I mean, in theory, someone, if this becomes accurate enough, someone could come in here and ask all the questions they needed to ask and accomplish whatever task they're trying to accomplish. So, it could make certain skill sets in the workforce be perceived as less valuable. So, that could be a negative. I'm not here to bash it. I think it's cool. And, I wanted to post my first time using ChatGPT, and I asked it technical questions. I asked it about a vehicle. I asked it how to make barbecue sauce. I asked it about a didgeridoo. And then let's just ask another question. This is a crazy one. How long does it take to walk from New York to Los Angeles? $38.9 days of continuous walking. So now let's ask it something outlandish. How long does it take to walk from New York to London? It's not possible to walk from New York to London as they are separated by the Atlantic Ocean. So let's ask, how long does it take to swim from New York to London? Let's ask something else. How long does it take to swim from California to Hawaii? It's funny, it throws out all these disclaimers. It says it would take several weeks. Assuming a swimmer can maintain a pace of 2 miles per hour, which is considered a high average for long distance swimming, it would take around 1,200 hours or 50 days of continuous swimming to cover the distance between California and Hawaii. That's funny. So, yeah, we've hit it pretty hard, man, for the first time using ChatGPT. And I've linked it. You can expand this video's description. I provided a link there if it's something you want to play around with. I think it's cool. I want to hear your comments below. So comment below. Tell me what you think. Have you used ChatGPT? Do you like it? Are you afraid of it? Do you have another experience? Comment below and tell me what you think. But I'm going to do some other videos. This is just my first time using ChatGPT. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Maverick here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.